Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2012. I am Lou Mongello from WDW Radio. Welcome to WDW, a very special WDW Radio Live. We're coming to you live from downtown Disney here in Walt Disney World. Today's show is going to be a little bit different because we have a special guest or two joining us tonight. Normally we do Walt Disney World news for a little while. Maybe we'll touch on the news a little bit. But we have a very, very special guest from the Disney Design Group. He is senior character artist Brian Blackmore, really the most talented artist in all of Walt Disney World. Brian, welcome to the show. Brian.
Hey, Lou, howdy there. How's it going there, folks? Oh, look, I'm in 3D. Wow. Hey! Hi there, podcast people.
Hello, hi there. I know Brian Blackmore, and you, sir, are no Brian Blackmore.
Hey, you know you and I are about the same size there, Lou?
Doc Hopper's French fried frog legs. Frog legs.
Hold on, you're getting a little bit personal there, guy.
Hopper's is the place you should dine. There's cheese legs, bacon legs, chili legs, too. I can go toe-to-toe with you, little green man. No?
I'm sure you can. We're about the same size.
We are, but you taste much better.
Yum. I do like Italian.
And he's a hugger. He's a cuddler, too, which is nice. I'm a huge, and listen, I am a huge Kermit fan. However,
yes.
Today's show is all about, my eyes are up here. Today's show is all about drawing Mickey, and you, sir, with little hands like this, you cannot draw Mickey.
Yeah, but I can draw flies.
Ba-dum-chick. We should actually do a show with we could do like a Kermit and Fozzie routine. We can take the show on the road.
Absolutely there, tough guy. All right, so you want me to leave? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't want you to leave, but really, why the people are here is because they want to see Brian Blackmore. As handsome as you are, and
thank you.
You are after however many years old you are a good-looking fellow. But I need to learn how to draw Mickey because my crayon artistic skills are basically non-existent.
Well, I have to admit I'm green with envy.
If you can get Fozzie here to help write the jokes, we would be in a much better place.
I'm out of here, tough guy.
All right, hey, good seeing you, as always.
Watch it.
Surprise guest visit from Kermit the Frog. I guess the Frog is probably his last name. But really, it was great to have Kermit stop by. That was a bit of a surprise for me, too. Didn't know he was coming by. But again, you guys are here to meet and learn from, really, I say it to everybody else, but I mean it when I talk about him. He is Brian Blackmore, senior. Let me get this right.
There we go.
Oh, look, I'm taller than you. I like whatever I'm doing in this chair. These phone books.
It's television.
The camera adds 40 pounds, and we're using 4 cameras. You are senior character artist for the Disney Design Group.
Actually, principal.
Oh.
That means I'm old.
Principal character artist.
Yes.
So what's the difference between a senior and a principal other than the incredible good looks?
No, you got me. You got me totally flabbergasted now, Lou.
So yeah, you've been on the show in the past. You were actually one of the very first interviews I ever did on the show.
That was about 7 years ago.
That was a long time. At Barnes & Noble on Sand Lake Road.
Yeah, myself and Alex Mayer. I'll never forget that. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of. Well, the technology clearly wasn't as good as what it is now.
Yeah, technology has definitely evolved. Hopefully I've evolved. I haven't grown physically, but hopefully we've grown collectively as a show and as a community.
This is amazing. This is really amazing right here. How many people are out there watching this?
Let's see. Well, my mom doesn't watch, so that would be 4.
I'm going to reveal my age here. I'm getting glasses.
But these are the box people. These are the people who get together every Wednesday night.
Monkey Face said he's so handsome. Oh, I like that. Oh, by the way, that's my daughter Jessica. Thank you, Jesse.
Oh, we're going to be auctioning off dates with Renee. But yeah, so the box people community has grown, and this is where we gather on Wednesday nights and during special events and other live events. And today we're coming from a secret location here in Walt Disney World.
Very special one.
Because we had Kermit and we've got you. I don't know really who's a bigger rock star in my eyes, honestly.
You can hear the buses, so that kind of gives them some kind of clue about where we're at.
And we have a small studio audience, which is basically my wife and kids, and Scott.
Let's hear a hand. Let's hear a hand. Excellent.
And really, my wife and kids are here because I forgot some equipment. So there you go. There's one. Come over and say hello to the other.
Wow, look at all the words here. All the box people here.
Get in there, Nicholas, and say hello.
Small world probably.
All right, get on that side because you guys are going to learn too tonight. You guys are going to learn too
I know.
how to draw Mickey
I got
on that side. That side.
Me want to watch.
Good. Other side, Fozzie. What I do want to do, if this is okay with you, because normally what we do on Wednesday nights is we talk about this week's Walt Disney World news. And there's not a lot, but there's a couple of things that I think some people may not have heard about. Wanted to throw out there for them because I also want to leave them with a question for the week. Too.
Right.
And what you may have heard or seen on Twitter, you might not even know about this as yet, because if you're an annual pass holder, you get your Mickey Monitor, tells you about sort of the upcoming events for the quarter. And this summer's Mickey Monitor just came in, but the online version had something that was different than the print version. Scott Lewis doesn't even know this. He's on Facebook. And did you know that there's a new attraction coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios this summer? We've talked about Art of Animation. We've talked about the Agent P game and all the obviously new Fantasyland and Storybook Circus experiences that are coming. But there's a new attraction that quietly under the radar is coming to Hollywood Studios, and it is the legend of Captain Brian Blackmore. No, the legend of Captain Jack Sparrow. And it's going to be obviously a Pirates of the Caribbean experience in the location where the Narnia exhibit used to be.
Right.
And details are slight, but it's going to be a very immersive experience where you actually get into the experience.
So you actually become a pirate? Is that what you're saying?
You, I think, become Captain. Not he.
I like that. Captain Barbosa.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh. So it's all about story. It's all about being immersed in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
And it's for Disney, it's sort of another way to tell the story. We have the movies, you have the attractions, you have the merchandise and the Pirates League and all these kind of other experiences. But here, it's another way to tell a story that guests haven't seen before. And you walk in the footsteps of Captain Jack. So unlike the Narnia exhibit, unlike some of the exhibits that have been there before, it's not going to be a making of Pirates of the Caribbean or behind the scenes of the movie. You are going to be in the experience, sort of walking in the footsteps of Captain Jack. They've worked with the archives, they've worked with the filmmakers to really make this an authentic experience. So,
and only the way Disney can do it.
And the fact that, look, I said on the last show, we were talking about what we were excited for coming this summer. And I said, as always, the thing that I'm excited about are the things we don't know about. The things that we haven't heard. There's little details in New Fantasyland. What else is coming to Storybook Circus? Even the Casey Jr. water play area coming.
I can't tell you. They'd kill me. Or I'd have to kill you.
And this is a perfect example. We don't know what's coming, and then they hit you with something like this.
That's great stuff.
We don't have a date as yet for when that's going to open. Again, look for that to come sometime this summer over in the Narnia exhibit area by Pixar Place. The other thing, which guests who have been paying attention online, or if you've been to the parks, you may see some new devices showing up outside some of your favorite attractions. Space Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Splash, Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, PhilharMagic, and the Haunted Mansion. And outside these locations are small sort of cylinders with balls on top, and those are RFID readers. And Disney is in the process of testing what may be sort of that next generation or that xPass of the FastPass system. Some guests, before they arrived here, who are staying on property, were sent an email where they were actually able to pre-book some of their FastPass attractions. So not only can you do dining now, but book the FastPass. Cast members are out there with iPads, by the attraction, scanning these RFID cards. And it's letting them really plan their itinerary a lot more before they even leave home, which I think helps to add. Look, getting there is half the fun. Another third of the fun is the planning before you get there.
Absolutely.
Stuff that you can do together. And this technology is new to the parks, but is not new to the Disney experience. Because if you've been on the Disney Cruise Line before, you have a card that has an RFID in it. You use it to open your guest room door. You use it to access the electrical and air conditioning system. it's keyed now to the photo passes, where you can actually take your card, swipe it by the photo pass readers, and take a look on a touch screen and interact with your photographs right there. Obviously, for the children's activities, the kids are given a wristband that's keyed with an RFID tag, so it lets you get secure access to the children's areas. And I think in the future, it's also going to let you have a better idea of exactly what your kid's doing, where they are, to give you a sense of safety and security while you're out at your 6-hour meal at Remy, which, by the way, we need to do.
Right, absolutely.
6 hours at Remy, wine pairing. I'll actually take my wife one of these days, too. So I think this is, again, these first very probably small baby steps to a better guest experience, a more interactive, a more personal guest experience. So the question of the week that I want to throw out to you who are watching or listening or checking out on the blog or the YouTube channel is, what do you think about this ability or possibly the necessity to plan some more in advance? How do you think that's going to affect guests who maybe aren't planners, who don't know? What about locals who come to the parks? How is that going to potentially, do you think, affect lines? Again, I sort of believe that Disney has this planned out so that all the fast passes won't be gone. It's going to strike a nice balance for those who want to just do a walk-up as opposed to plan it in advance. But those who like to plan with their Excel spreadsheets or whatever it is, I think you're going to have a much different experience now on your computer, on your mobile device, when you get to the parks, and now it's going to be keyed to your card, and possibly who knows what technology is coming later. So please comment over on the blog over at WDWRadio.com. We'd love to hear more what you think. And if you have had a chance, if you are one of these lucky guests who've tried the RFID system, please let us know what your experience is like. That being said, Brian Blackmore, the news of the week, the big news of the week is that you're here. It's very rare that I get to have a very special guest on the show.
It's great being here, I have to admit. I just find this fascinating. I'm sitting here looking at all the comments that are being written down here.
Well, you tell me things that are fascinating. I remember when we first met, and you were so warm and so gracious, as you always have been, even though you like the Patriots.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I share something with this guy at dinner, and then he just attacks me.
I remember going to your office for the first time, and just being, and these guys who can't get this, just being in awe of what you had there. And it was so funny for me because it's your office, it's where you work, it's so sort of pedestrian and day-to-day for you. But in the garbage can, and just strewn about all these amazing sketches, and I'm so in awe of your work. And I'm not just saying that because you're here, because I say it all the time. You and the other guys at DDG, the design group, we had Casey Jones on a couple weeks ago. Mark has been on.
Casey's great, Mark, all of them. They're a great bunch of guys to work with.
Ron Cohey has been on. Alex Mayer's been on. I can't get rid of Alex Mayer. He's on all the time. I love that guy. But you have such a talented team, and you all talk about that. The team that you guys do when you create some of the hardline and softline merchandise. I've seen your stuff in the park, sir.
Yes.
The great shirts. The Norway.
I've been here 18 years.
The new Norway shirts are yours, aren't they? Is it the Canada shirts or the Norway shirts?
Norway, where it has the Vikings across the front.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of them. Yeah.
So
and then,
chances are these guys have worn. You've worn Brian Blackmore. You're like Vera Wang. They've worn Brian Blackmore. Is Vera Wang still relevant? I don't even know. You are the Giorgio Armani of Walt Disney World.
Okay, I'll take that. But no, that's the really fun thing about working at Disney Design Group is that all the artists share a deep passion for Walt and everything that he brings or that he brought into entertainment. And I think that's what fuels us when we do our artwork, is that we come from the standpoint that we are fans ourselves. We enjoy Disney just as much as the guests do. And so when we create something, and I know this is something that's been told to you by Alex and by Ron and Mark and Casey and all the other people that you interviewed, that it's just, we want to put so much into it. We want to make it special because we want people to remember how special Disney really is.
People are saying, box people, give it up, clap for the Disney artists. And Beatrice Feeney, who's a huge fan, says she loves that you guys are fans like us. So if people go back and listen to the interviews that I've done with you, they'll hear that. They'll hear, and that's why I like interviewing you guys and doing something like this, because you convey that passion. You can't fake it. If you read an article with somebody, you can't tell how authentic they are, but you are very real. And if not that I've worked, but if your job was to go away tomorrow, you would still be a Disney fan first and foremost.
Oh yes, no question about it. I don't think that's something that you can erase out of your heart if you're a true Disney fan. If you recall the conversations with
with all of my colleagues that you've had that opportunity to speak with. It usually was around age 5 that we all wanted to work for Disney. And I call that the age of awareness, because prior to age 5, you're not really thinking about much of anything other than sleeping and eating, and that's it, and playing. But at age 5, it's almost like you have an awareness of the world. And of course, at the time when I was 5 years old, Walt Disney was still alive. And for us to watch Walt Disney on The Wonderful World of Color, and to watch those cartoons and to see that place that was so far away in California, me growing up in Massachusetts, that was a dream, was to go out to California and to see Disney and to see the great place that he created for everybody. And Disney's timeless. It really is. It's timeless.
Well, the same way you were inspired by Walt, there's a lot of people in the box, DJ The Replay, other people are saying, Beth in Michigan saying, the same way you were inspired by Walt, you are inspiring not just adults, but their kids as well who want to follow their dreams. My daughter's raising her hand. She brought her little sketchbook. The people that want to do what you do and share their love of Disney, whether it's with art or animation or anything for and with the company.
Yeah, yeah. And again, it's not quite, well, it's almost like a sorority fraternity, you know, with all of our artists at work. It doesn't seem like work at times. It really doesn't. And, you know, as with any job, there's always challenges to it. But there's that saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I think that's pretty much sums it up for everybody that I know that works at Disney, at least in our department.
Absolutely. You are, to a lot of people here, you and a lot of these guys are living the dream. But what, you know, you had a great idea because you said, you know, you've been in the box. I have to give you an I escaped the box sticker because you have escaped. You are
on this side now.
You are on this side. You're really watching all the magic just take place.
I'm looking at all the typing. It's amazing how fast these people type.
And yes, Tilly 6 I do feel that way. I do feel like I work hard, but I don't work at all because I love what I do, thanks to the people who are in the box now. But you had a great idea. You said, look, you obviously must have seen some of my artwork and said, Lou, I need to teach you how to draw Mickey. And as long as I'm teaching you, let's teach the box people as well.
I think that'd be a great idea. Are they all ready to do this?
I think they have their sketch pads in place. I have my crayons and coloring book ready to go. My daughter's brought her book as well. Scott's drawing on his iPad because actually I think he's on Facebook. But I want to learn how to draw too. I want you to sort of teach us, and then I want to sort of try my hand at it as well.
Okay.
And if you could just keep the laughter to a bare minimum, until you get a safe distance away, that would be awesome. And so you have brought your. This is why it's nice. You've brought your sketch. And I've seen you on so many different occasions draw on everything from sketch pads to napkins to color. I mean, and the fact that you're able to do this with no reference in front of you, you know.
Look, I have nightmares about not being able to draw Mickey, believe me. I've had nightmares about it. But it's kind of like Ralph Kent. I'm not sure if many people know about Ralph, but Ralph was a tremendous artist in our department, and not only is he a recipient of a window on Main Street, but he's also a Disney legend. And we had the wonderful opportunity of working with Ralph and learning about a lot of the things that the Disney, in its earlier years, the Disney company had taught him. And so one of the things that I remember Ralph so passionately saying was that when we asked him the question, this I'm talking about Alex, of course, and myself, and a couple of the other artists, when do you get Mickey right? When can you say that you got him right? And Ralph's response was, well, after the first 100,000 times. And I don't think I'm quite I'm not quite that close to 100,000 yet. But I can tell you that when any of us draw Mickey Mouse, we can go back and looking at it 5 minutes later and think, oh, I wish I could redraw that again. Or it's one of those things that keeps us striving to try and be better than what we are.
Yeah, but you're very humble, and like many of you guys, because your work, people have seen your work not just on merchandise. We can share with people, if they've watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, they've seen your Sailor Mickey. If they've seen some of the buses and the cruise line and transportation, you know, your Mickeys. You know, you're here to teach us Mickey because you are one of the very best. So I appreciate your humility.
I'm humbled by that, but I want to say so about this, that Jeff Ebersol was the first artist to work on the design of Sailor Mickey for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and he did a fantastic job. I was just fortunate enough to be able to take his spot in flying up to New York City and reviewing the clay model and making sure that it was correct. And when it came to the bus, the Magical Express bus, well, I was asked to work along with the Imagineers on this one particular project, and then also with the Dream. My Mickey was picked because they had written to our resource department, and Al Stratton, our resource manager, just sent over a bunch of Mickeys, and I guess the Mickey that they were looking for was the one that I happened to have in the pose and saluting it. So that's why I think that they selected.
He's a rock star and just doesn't want to admit it. Really?
No, I'm just speaking the truth. You know, there's a lot of people in my department that are extremely talented, and I'm going to take myself out of the equation. I'm talking about all the other artists that work with DDG, a phenomenal group of artists. And I guess when you work around people like that, you take them for granted. You take it for granted that they're there. But when they go away for whatever reasons, or if you actually step back and take a look at what they do and the importance of what they do, then you get extremely humbled by that.
So really, other than you, who's the most talented artist in the design group? You can tell me. Go ahead. What?
I have no
You think
faith.
it's him? Oh, those other guys are going to be so mad when I... All right, let's go ahead. Let's get down to drawing Mickey, and I'm going to try and stand over you here.
Okay.
To try and, because I need to learn as well too.
Right.
Me too.
Let me slide this over here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is a little difficult, but what we usually do is Mickey starts off like a circle, just like that in the center of your page. Now, when I draw him here, I'm going to put in some of the techniques that we use when we're drawing Mickey, and this will help explain to the guests. So here I'm going to use my darker pencil. So I have that circle right in the middle of my page, and then I'm going to split them like a pie. See that? There's one line that comes dead center from top to bottom, and then you got another one that goes from left to right.
Can I ask a question? Could I saw when you were making that circle, you weren't sort of doing it with your wrist like this. Were you sort of making it more like your whole arm?
It's important, and that we always try to convey this to any of the younger artists, that it's important to use your whole arm versus you're moving your hand like this and making scribblings, like almost like a bird. You want to use your whole arm. So now that I've gone ahead and I've determined the circle, and there's really no correct way of starting it. I usually like to start with the nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in his nose right here. And notice how I've got it just under that line there. So you see that? And I think that gives it a nice little fun shape to it. And I always try to refer to, when I'm drawing Mickey, certain shapes in my mind, and it makes it easier, and especially if I'm just trying to show someone how to draw. So now we're going to go to his mouth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly put in a shape here. And again, this is for the box people's benefit. I'm putting in a shape here, and this is his muzzle. And so what we're going to do is we're going to follow that shape. See this? And then you're going to put in two smile lines like this. So I hope they can see that.
Let's see, can they see? Can you guys see?
Can you see over there? Come on there, box people. Oh yes, they are.
They're giving up already on there. I would have given up.
Don't give up. Keep up in there. Don't give up. I've been at this for 18 years now. All right, so let's go ahead and Lou, we're going to go ahead and add in the mouth. And so what I want them to do is to see how I do this. So if you've seen that, you can already see him. He's taking shape. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add in, this is where his eyes are going to sit. So we got a little line that sits right above the nose. And pardon me, I'm just going to go in here and tighten up some of these lines here. You see, when we're drawing Mickey in our office, we have the luxury of time to draw him out. But since we're dealing with a time frame here, he's going to be a little rough. All right, now we've got all that in. This is almost like that PBS television show. Who's the guy that talks about trees and all that? We're going to draw some nice pretty little clouds. Make some friends for Mickey here. So let's go to his mouth here. And what we're going to do is, I almost like it, equate it to a bean. It's like a little bean laying down in a hammock. See, here's your hammock right here. And so that little bean is just sitting there nice and comfortable like. Doesn't he look cute just sitting there? But in actuality, that's Mickey's tongue. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the bottom lip. And you know, one of the things that they teach the artists, and especially the animators, is the theory of squash and stretch. So right now I'm kind of stretching his lip, that bottom lip. See how it's thinner here, and it gets nice and thick here, because you're thinking about gravity and how it's being pulled down. So now, if you're up to me and you're at this point, you can see we've got his nose and his mouth and his tongue and his bottom lip drawn in. So the next thing we're going to go to, let's go ahead and put in his eyes. Now, referring to this line right here, the center line that we're talking about. See? We got one eye right here, like this. See that? And I want you to do the same thing on the other side. Now, what I like to do is I like to turn the paper upside down. It's an animator's trick. And you know, Ron, I know you're watching here, Ron Coley. So you got to tell me if I'm getting this right. Because you know, when you turn it upside down, you can actually see if it's balanced. And if it looks good this way upside down, then it's going to look good this way. I hope everybody's with me. I'm looking to see. Box people, you still with me here? Let me see. Okay, there we go. It was Beckman. Okay, yeah. Yes. Okay.
They're all
cool.
there.
All right, good.
Cool.
So let's go and let's put in Mickey's eyes. So you got this part right here, and I'll pull away so you can see what I'm talking about. See? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in the eyes. I'm going to darken it up. You know, thickening up the lines too gives it the life, you see? So they always say that the eyes are the windows to the soul, and the same thing can be applied to characters on paper. You know, once you start drawing in the eyes, well, then it starts to take on a personality all on its own. Now, above the eyes here on the top part, this was something that occurred to me when I was going up to take a look at the balloon up in a secret location for the Macy's balloon. And they showed me the balloon all blown up in its full size. Well, as I was looking at the balloon, this huge 5-story balloon, I noticed that Mickey's eyes didn't look quite right. So what I said is it was missing this black part right here. See, it's almost like eyelashes. And so what I did was I was drawing on the model, and they said, hey, how about if we just lower the balloon down? So they lowered this balloon, and all the people took a knee. It was the funniest thing, and I climbed up on probably about a 15-foot ladder, and I got out a big grease pencil, and I colored in up there at that top with the parts of his eyes. And you can see how it makes the eyes pop a little bit. See there? So now let's go ahead and draw on his cheeks. Mickey's got one cheek right here. Notice how it comes outside of the circle. It's almost like a backwards question mark. And then we're going to go on the other side too. So we're going to go back and forth here. And we're always thinking about 3 words. And I know that my colleagues know what those 3 words are.
When is dessert?
No. Round, round, round. We always think of everything in round. Round, round, round. Everything is
no
round.
Straight lines on Mickey.
No straight lines on Mickey. He's harmless. He's not. What is the word I'm trying to find?
Cuddly. He's soft and cuddly.
Soft and cuddly, like Lou. All right. So
soft and
now
cuddly.
let's go ahead and do the mask. Okay. And what it is, we follow the circle, and it's this shape that we're kind of doing here. Notice what I'm doing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm probably going too fast for everyone, but I'm just trying to think of how our character is looking. And then I'm going to go on the other side over here. And I'm joining up these lines, see? And then once I start that, I'm going to start coming in here. I'm doing this upside down, by the way. This helps me see if the character is looking balanced. So over here, I need to come out here a little bit more. And rounding it here. Rounding here, I'm going to add a little bit more to this side. And we're done. Or are we done? What are we missing? I'm giving an opportunity for the box people. Let's see if the box people can answer this. Earless Mickey, one person says his ears. Beatrice said, yes, very good. Right. His ears.
I know that.
Let's go ahead.
So easy.
I was testing the box cat, the people of the box. Okay, now, so the next thing is let's go ahead and put his ears. And they join up with his head. And remember, they're not circular, but rather they're oval shaped. And I'm going to ask a question to the box people. I'd like to know, when did Mickey first appear where his eyes were like this? Because, you know, we had 3 different types of Mickeys. There was high-eyed Mickey, coal-eyed Mickey, and then we have what is here is called contemporary Mickey. When was the first time the contemporary Mickey was seen? Let's see if anyone, 1945, but what movie? I want you to know what show, what cartoon. Some people say 1975, no. Beach Girl, 1952, no. The Pointer, 1939, no. Prince and the Pauper, no. Somebody's got it here, come on.
I know.
I'll give you a clue. Walt Disney first wanted this particular character that Mickey portrayed to be Dopey. Now, there it was. Fox 85 said The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Very good. That was the very first time that Mickey appeared in this way. Now, it made it easier for the animators to show expression with Mickey. When he was coal-eyed and pie-eyed, it was very hard to show him looking up or looking down or looking sideways. Well, with this, it made it easier for the animators because then they could direct Mickey's eyes to wherever he needed to look. And that's where the first time he appeared. In Sorcerer's Apprentice with his eyes going that way. Of course, also, my favorite character, Donald Duck at that time, was overtaking Mickey in popularity because Donald had so much that he could offer. He could be angry, he could be sad, he could be funny, he could be mean. And so Walt said, you know, we've got to find a way to get the mouse back in position again. And then that's where he was chosen to be the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Now, most of you are probably observing here, I'm starting to render Mickey with the side of my pencil, and I'm starting to color him in, because we're just about finished here. In fact, I would say we are done. And so if you follow all those directions
really
that I asked you, then you would have a Mickey that looks closest to this. So, Lou, let's see. Very good. Lou, let's see what the pod or the cast or box people have to say. See.
So if you guys, let me ask you this, were you following along? And so they're saying what they're saying, and you can't obviously hear the inflection. They're telling you to put your name on it. They want you to certainly sign that. Karen Story says it looks nothing like mine. Somebody asked, Nick, can I see you for a second? Somebody said, are the ears lighter to give some sort of a type of depth to them?
What was the question?
Are the ears lighter to give a sense of depth to Mickey, or it's just
no.
the way
It's just I didn't press down on my pencil hard enough. So then I really press down and make it darker.
Nancy Pause and Go says, I think mine is a new character.
Always use new characters.
Animated Guy says, I think you might have a career in art there.
Thank you. I'm hoping Disney will hire me.
So somebody said that theirs was a little chubby. Any tips for making decent circles on the ears?
Well, his ears aren't circular. You got to make them so that they're oval. So, you know, if you want, you can start out with a template. See, in the earlier years when Disney was doing the cartoons, we're talking years ago, Playing Crazy and Steamboat Willie, they would use coins to make Mickey's head and his ears and his body. It wasn't until later on when Freddie Moore, who was considered almost like the father of the Disney style for the characters, that they stopped using coins to make the body parts, and it made them more flexible, and that's where the squash and stretch come in, making the character more believable.
So did you and do artists just spend time just drawing, I mean, in art school or just as you're practicing, just drawing circles, getting that sort of sense so it just becomes second nature of drawing circles?
Well, I think that when it comes to drawing the circles, that's something that we do at work. I think that comes from just practice. When you're working on the characters, if you look at the basic structure of Donald or Goofy or Pluto or any of them, they are circles and ellipses and things. But again, when you're thinking about squash and stretch, you have to think about that ability to stretch the character, to make it not look so stiff.
Right.
Because that's the whole thing, is trying to make these characters live.
I want you to hold yours up again.
Okay, I'll hold it up again. There. Can you all see it there? That's not a perfect Mickey.
That's pretty.
Well, I'm sure Ron and Alex and the others are laughing at that, so
I doubt
they'll
it.
tell me tomorrow will work.
They're saying they love not only what you're drawing, but your speaking, because of the way you tell stories and the stories you tell, and that's why I've loved having you on the show, because you have so many great stories to tell, not just about your journey, but about your time working for the company and working with so many of the other artists, which you say aren't quite as talented as you, but they're pretty good.
Who said that?
Didn't you say that?
I did not say that. You put words in my mouth.
I would never do that.
This guy's box people, don't you listen to this man? He's putting words in my mouth.
So how they were asking about how you've seen animation change over the years. Actually, my wife was talking to you before too about sort of that transition from using pencil and paper to computer. Drawing on a tablet.
What was the question? So my wife just said, oh, "Nice job." Thank you, hon. Love you too. Now, what was the question again?
What did she
I
say?
want to get Kermit out over here.
How drawing has changed, either for you or just over the years. You've been with the company for almost 2 decades.
I've been there a long time.
You've gone from this
Yes.
to the tablet and the
Yes.
computer. Yeah. So what has that been like? And do you have a preference? Like, do you like sort of the tactile feel of the pencil in your hand and pressing down on paper and getting that sort of tactile response?
Yeah, well, the computer is just like the pencil in that it's a tool. It's still a tool. It still takes someone knowing the basic understanding of how to draw and how to draw the characters. To draw the characters takes a lot of knowing the basics of anatomy, because believe it or not, anatomy and knowing how the human body is shaped is very important when it comes to drawing the characters. And so I guess when it comes to the technologies that we have in the office now, and I'll say that 18 years ago when I started, there were only about 11 of us, and there were 3 computers, I think, in the department at that time. Now we've got over 24 artists, and everybody has got a computer. It's very important. Although I still like to draw in the contemporary way, I still draw on paper, and then I'll get the illustration, scan it in the computer, and then use Photoshop and Illustrator to then add that special color touch to it.
I use my Tandy TRS-80, and I pretty much do what?
Go ahead. I just don't know about the Tandy to it. I can't even repeat it.
My Apple IIe. Yeah. So people are asking about this piece of art that you created. They're asking 2 things. They're asking, number 1, can and would you sign it? And 2, what I would love to do, if it's okay with you, since this is one that is so directly connected to the box people, maybe we can actually, you think maybe we could have this, maybe auction it off for charity for the Dream Team project later on this year?
I wouldn't mind that. In fact, I'd be honored. I would be honored.
Would you like to see me draw my, can I
think you should.
You want to draw my Mickey?
I think it's important. All right. Should I hold the camera up and let them see you?
I don't know if you
Can
want
you
them,
remember everything? Or do you want to look at this?
I think that as a.
I'll tell you what. You draw that.
Okay.
Do you want me to share something with the guest? I can tell them
yes,
some story or something like that?
Do I go with the blue pencil first, or just?
Well, I go with the blue pencil, and that doesn't mean that you have to start with the blue pencil, because there are some artists that start with the red pencil. But to start with the blue pencil, I like it because I like the feel of it, and then I come back with the black pencil.
So do you kind of keep your arm like raised up? Do you keep so your arm, so like your wrist isn't actually touching the pad?
We're going to drawing 101 here. Grab the pencil like there you go.
I wasn't even holding it the right way.
Now do a circle. Do a circle. There you go. There you go.
I'm not touching it to the paper.
Well, you haven't touched the paper there, Lou. There you go. See? Good. Now, that's a good circle.
I'm done.
You're the wrong way.
That is Mickey as an egg.
That's a very good circle. Okay,
that's
we'll
it.
give you. All right, now. So now you got to mark it off. There's your center line, and there's there. Excellent.
Okay.
Now.
God, I can't even draw a straight line.
No, that's fine. You're doing fine. Now go ahead and let's draw on his nose. Okay, good. Now, not too wide there now. Looks like you squashed all of it.
So can I kind of like?
Yeah.
I'll fix this in post.
There you go.
Right.
So you're doing it. That's what's the good thing about the blue pencils. See, is that you're doing it.
Okay.
So you can keep adjusting it. Now, the next step would be to put in his. You can either put it in the bridge of his nose.
So just sort of above that.
Yeah, right there. Okay. And then.
Oh my God, Mickey needs to
No, he's doing fine. You're doing fine. Is this the first time you've drawn Mickey?
It's the first time I'm drawing anything.
Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and put it in the mouth. See that? Remember I always said it's like a hammock strung between two trees. Just imagine you laying in your hammock in your backyard. Now you got to have something to connect them to, right? There. Okay. And then over there on the other side, exact opposite. Now you're going to string your hammock in between the trees.
String my hammock. So
this right here.
This is where it's going to get ugly.
No. You're doing great. Okay, there. Excellent. Beautiful. That's it. Now you got to do the little bean in there. You see that little bean that's laying in there. You're going to make sure it joins up over here.
Oh, so the bean's got
the bean.
I see.
Sleeping in the hammock there. Come on. Okay. Now you want to put in that bottom lip. See that
just
bottom
sort of
lip?
below.
Yeah, just below.
Below the.
Start right here.
Here?
And then come right around. Oh, not bad. Actually, this is looking pretty good, Liz. Now let's go ahead and put an eye right here.
Mark Sepula, if you're watching, just give me a call.
Another one on the other side. Okay, now you can lift your pencil up like this.
Oh, okay. I've graduated.
And then draw on his eyes. Okay, color it in. All right, and now do the other side. Color it in. Looking good. Now, remember I said about the cheek?
Oh.
It's like a question mark. See? Around and down and over to here. Darken it. Okay, now come on over here and do the same thing.
Start like here.
Right here. Think of it as being a mirror. Okay, there you go. Now right around. Bingo. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put in his mask. You do one hook like this. So it goes up and over.
So start down here.
Start
go
there.
my way.
Come up and around and get here.
Oh, my hand got caught.
That's all right. Come around. Okay, now do another one opposite all the way around.
Oh, God.
Go ahead. Oh, you're doing good. It's all right. That's almost like the line that you see in the pie I did. All right. Now draw a circle around like this. There you go. And then do an ear.
Man.
Not bad for first time.
Brian's like, oh my God, end this already. Oh man!
No, that looks very. Actually, that looks.
That's actually worse than. That's
that is very good.
I did a bad choice.
Well, you know what? Your dad only did that one time. You know what, folks? I think that's pretty good. I think he deserves a hand. Now I want to see some of those little. Hands over here clapping. I think that's a great idea.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm awful, and I'm actually not that incredibly embarrassed. Now, granted, Mickey looks like he's. He looks like he's the Joker. He's smiling so wide.
That's just one of two things.
He's happy.
That says, one, that you're a really good artist, or two, I'm a great teacher.
Yeah, I think
so
it's
I'm
the latter.
both.
I think it's the latter.
Both.
I think Brian's a great teacher. But yeah, what I would love to do is, if we could, I would love to auction this off.
This yours? What you did?
No.
I said we can do that.
Oh no.
I bid 5 cents.
Well, we have them together.
Oh, we could do that.
They could be together.
Can I sign yours and you sign mine?
Sure. We'll do it together and auction them both off. This was our class.
This was our class.
Nice.
Yeah, this was the top secret class. Well, I think Brian's going to command a lot more.
What do people say about that? Should we say, look, see, Small World wants us auction them both.
Auction them both. All right, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. You sign yours, and then I'll think of something beautiful and creative to sign on mine.
All right.
The box people are very kind.
They're being very kind to both.
Mary, let me see you. While Brian signed that,
You've got to put your name on it.
I'm going to put my name on. Let me see yours.
But you know what, too? You always have to do this, too, Lou. You always have to put the C Circle Disney.
Always. So this is Marion's. Marion drew one, too.
Nice.
Look at that. Marion, yours is better than mine. Marion, maybe I'll buy yours off of you in exchange for some Ghirardelli chocolate, and I can put this in my office? That's very good.
No, I want to keep it in my book.
Keep it in your book
But
forever.
I'm really very happy because I got a photo.
Oh, look at this. Another Brian Blackmore original. This one I'm going to end up taking.
And so
And
there.
it's in my book. I got it in
There you
my
go.
book.
So let's put that there.
I'd sign it down over there, you know, where it says best wishes, Mickey Mouse, and then put the C Circle Disney. And now you got to put the C Circle Disney on there,
All right,
like that, just like that. Very good. Your C looks very good. Hey, not bad. I like the way you did that Disney D. That's very good. Now you got to sign best wishes. Well, put your name there.
Put my name.
You got to sign your name underneath.
I got you. Like, I can do my lawyer signature. Lou, oh, what is it again?
In lieu of your lawyer's name, you put Lou Mongello. There you go. Very nice.
I like the L.
And then you got to put over your best wishes, because you got to do Mickey's.
Oh, I have to do. Oh, he's got to say best wishes.
Right, best wishes. Best wishes.
That's a really good Mickey
And then you
Mouse
put Mickey,
signature.
then you put Mickey Mouse.
God.
I even tried to do a little squiggly.
Thing on the
Right.
eye. Like it's got the 6, kind of.
That's actually very good, Lou. I am impressed. Very good. Man, hang that. Hold up, look at there.
There you go. Look at that.
That's almost identical.
We put our names almost identical, except his is.
No, actually,
exponentially better.
almost
we can mix them up, and
identical.
I don't think anybody can
People
tell
know
the
the
difference.
Well, except yours is Brian Blackmore.
It's getting dark out here.
It is getting dark.
It's scary, you know.
It is. It's sort of we have a sort of a creepy aura look to us. No, because you know what I think we should do?
What's that?
I think the only way to celebrate
Go get Ghirardelli.
is go to see. I trained her right. Mickey
No.
and Ghirardelli go perfect together.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. And then you can draw the Mickey with like all the chocolate
Yes.
But
stains
then
all
you've
around
given
his
up
mouth.
our location about where we're at. You know, they think we're in prison because they're looking at this brick wall
I
back here.
know.
That's true. I mean, we have to go drive to Ghirardelli chocolates.
No, we don't.
Shh, it's a secret.
Oh yeah, Ghirardelli chocolates is 5 miles
There you
away.
go. Actually, you need to go to school, so me and Brian are going to go for chocolates.
Yes.
But I want to, Brian, I want to sincerely thank you
Thanks,
for not only joining us tonight and for all the times you've been on the show. I'll put links, or just search for Brian Blackmore if you go to WDWRadio.com or in iTunes. You've been on the show probably 2 or 3 times, I think.
I think 2 times.
We have to have you on again.
I would be more than willing
Yeah,
to. And you know, the next time maybe Kermit can make an appearance.
We do. We have to. We got to do this again. And really, more importantly, I speak for the box people and for the people who have, over the past 18 years, enjoyed and appreciated your work, whether it's on a passing bus or a shirt or a pin or whatever it is. You truly do uphold that legacy and the philosophy and the beliefs of Walt Disney, and I think you'd be very, very proud to have you as a member of the company and wearing your name tag. So you, sir, are the quintessential Disney cast member and the most talented artist in all of Walt Disney World.
I'm not. No, let me tell you.
That's
You know what? Again, what I want to say though is, first of all, I do work with a tremendously gifted group of artists, and I can't say that enough. However, I also want to say that it's the guests that are the ones that keep me in my job. And I can speak on behalf of all of Disney Design Group that we are very appreciative of you all for purchasing what we do. And it makes our job more exciting when we can go out into the parks or walk somewhere even outside of the Orlando area and see someone with one of our pieces of merchandise. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of DDG, thank you very much. And we want you to keep pushing us to give you the very best, because that's what it's really all about. So I'm going to get off my soapbox.
And you got to come see Brian. You always are doing signings and events. You're going to be at Star Wars weekends. You're going to be here in downtown Disney. I'll put links in the show notes. I'll also tweet about it too. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm at Lou Mongello to find out where you can come. See Brian, purchase some of his stuff, give him a hug. He's an awesome hugger. He loves when guests come up and hug him. Not really, but why not?
No, I don't mind giving hugs now. You're going to get me in trouble, though, because my wife doesn't like that one.
I know what, come on, stop that. She doesn't mind if I hug you.
That's Lou Mongello.
But yeah, this is great. We're going to, we have to have you come back again, and I'm certainly going to come see you over in Star Wars weekend. Quick couple of reminders for you, box people. Don't forget, tickets went on sale today and are going very, very fast. Much faster than we thought. for the inaugural WDW Radio e-ticket event, Friday, September 28th, 2012. Put your name on it, Scott Otis. You got your tickets already. Good for you, because they are going very, very quickly. It's an evening with the Secret Society of American Adventurers Club.
Yes.
We're going to be over at the American Adventure Rotunda. We're going to have dinner and a very special show that no one has seen before from the society that's trying to preserve the historical secrets of the American adventurers. There's going to be music. There's going to be comedy. There's going to be a hoopla. There's going to be an election. There's going to be a lot of surprises that we can't tease them about yet. For more information, visit the events page over at WDWRadio.com or WDWRadio/eTicket2012 to get your tickets before they go very, very quickly. There's lots more going on. I can't remember all there is because now I have my mind on my Mickey Mouse and the Ghirardelli chocolate. And you, Brian Blackmore, and you, Box People, I love you guys. You make my Wednesdays. This is what I look forward to every week, seeing my family on the opposite side of the box. I hope to meet all of you in person right here at Walt Disney World. Thanks to all of you who showed up, sort of the semi-live studio audience. You guys are awesome. So until next time, thank you again.
But I want to say one thing. Oh, finish up.
No, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm all done. I'm all done.
I just wanted to say my love to Maria, my wife, to Renee, and to Jess. I know Renee's up in Chicago watching the show, and Jesse's out in Hollywood listening to the show, watching the show. And I know Maria's at home too. So, Maria, I'm ready for you to come and pick me up. I just want to say thanks for watching it.
Love him. He's a family man, too. I love this guy. I'm going to give him another hug as soon as we're done recording. But that's it. Thanks to you, Box People. I do love you guys as well. You are awesome. Remember, you too, like Brian Blackmore, like me, start pursuing what you are passionate about. Do something that you love every day. A wise man
Don't give up
didn't say it to me, but I heard that he said before, keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
And that's what we believe here. Until next time, love you guys as well, especially that one over there. Not to you so much, that one. Box People, until next time.
What
See ya.
about me?
Take care.